Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori. Hi. If you are new here, welcome. I mainly do doll art here. Sorry I have been MIA. I was on a short vacation for my anniversary and it was fun. It was worth it. So today I am working on a Jean Marshall doll. This is a 15.5-inch doll. That's a commission of Barbra Streisand in Hello Dolly. This was a fun commission piece because I get to resculpt a nose. First, I started with the hair though, because the style calls for a Victorian updo, and the hair really isn't long enough for that. And this is a client's doll, so I have to make it work. I start by washing the hair really good with Dawn dishwashing liquid to make sure to get all of that residue from whatever style was in the doll before. Then I use the biggest straws that I have because I want that Victorian fullness. Some bobby pins and perm ends that I keep in a little caddy that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I roll the hair in the direction of the style. Once the hair is rolled, I'll boil some water in a teapot and I pour it over the hair, making sure to get all of the curls. This is great to do before you repaint the doll, even though I often have to just avoid the face. This time I didn't repaint the doll first. I want the hair to dry in the rollers, so I put some little covers over. I put a little cover over it and let it dry while I work on the doll. The faux shower cap is actually sanitary covers for headphones, and they fit perfectly. I pin the mini shower cap down with short pins that have like little fat pearls on the end. It doesn't hurt your fingers when you're pushing it into hard vinyl like this. It's not so hard on a Barbie, but on a bigger doll like this, the vinyl's pretty hard. Once I get all of the pins in, I move on to removing the doll's lashes using tweezers. Jean dolls come with glued on lashes, and removing the glue can be pretty difficult. First, I use acetone to clean the entire face, getting everything out of all the little cracks and crevices. Q-tips work great for this, and 100% acetone. I am giving her an extra good cleaning because she's an older doll, and they tend to be pretty dirty. After that, I will go over her with some alcohol just to make sure all the residue is off. Once that is done, I will remove the glue. I use a product that is meant to remove permanent eyelash glue from people. The product is available on Amazon. I couldn't find this exact one, but you can just search permanent eye glue gel remover. A bunch will pop up, and you can just pick one of those, and I'm sure they all pretty much work the same. Anyway, I put the remover on and I allow it to sort of sit there for a minute or two. And then I take a toothpick and I gently remove it. I don't scratch the vinyl. It does really work well to put this on and reshape vinyl with a little file. But right now, all I want to do is just remove the glue. So I'm just gently removing it with a toothpick. And if I need to, I'll add more until it's all gone. If you are interested in watching this entire process in real time, I do have it over on my Patreon page, and I think it's a couple of episodes, so it's pretty sure it's a couple of episodes. Once the glue is off, I go back over her face with acetone, and then I decided this doll needed a full cleaning since she is older. The arms and legs are also made of vinyl, so the acetone is safe to use. Just keep it off the hard plastic parts of the body because it will melt it. I took my time and cleaned all the gunk off of her and then went over her again with a cotton ball and alcohol. Again, making sure I clean up all of the residue from the acetone, but also to clean the plastic part of the body safely. Finally, it is time to start the resculpting process. I started with a magic eraser and sanded her nose area for the clay to adhere to. A magic eraser used dry has a very fine grit and is great for sanding dolls. It won't do much, but it's just enough. I use Ives 2-part epoxy clay sculpt. I didn't wear gloves this time because it's such a small amount I didn't need it. So Ives Epoxy Sculpt is my favorite product to use on dolls. It works great because it air dries and can be used directly on the doll. If you want to change the facial features, put horns on her, do a mermaid tail, or just about anything that you can think of, whatever your imagination has, you can do that. And it takes about 24 hours to dry and can be smoothed with water as you're sculpting, which is super convenient, and sanded after. I used several different tools to sculpt and smooth the nose. Water really helps blend the clay in seamlessly into the vinyl. Although it's never really going to be perfectly perfect, just do the best you can before you allow it to dry, because after it dries, it's a lot harder to blend. So make sure to take your time. I use a printed out picture of Barbra from the front and the side so I can get the best visual that I can. A Jean doll isn't even close to what Barbra Streisand looks like, not even a little. So getting the nose right is really important. When you are sculpting with air dry clay, make sure to thoroughly clean your tools. This clay dries rock hard, so don't wait. Make sure they are all cleaned and dried once you are finished using them. Once the nose is finished and has dried for 24 hours, I spray it with Mr. Super Clear several times to get a good even coat and help further blend the clay edges into the vinyl. I like to use basic craft paint for painting the skin tone over the nose. Craft paint is very matte and works perfectly for a job like this. I mixed a couple of skin tones to get a close match, and once it dries, I spray it with Mr. Super Clear. Now I don't have to get a perfect match because I'm going to use pan pastels on top of it, but just getting close is good enough. Now I move on to the pan pastels. This doll is pretty pale, so I chose my standard Burnt Sienna Tint for her all over face color. I used this light powdered foundation, covering her entire face several times and spraying Mr. Super Clear in between to get a good even coverage. Sort of like using powdered foundation with makeup setting spray. I move on to the contouring, staying in the same family of pan pastels, using Burnt Sienna and Burnt Sienna Shade. I changed pictures of Barbra to her Hello, because I had the old black and white ones for her nose, but I changed the pictures to her Hello Dolly face so I can see the colors they used and the style of makeup. I decided to go with a blend of magenta and permanent red for her blush. Using several different makeup brushes, I shade around her nose to accentuate the shape and around the outside of her face to thin it a bit and under her cheeks to accentuate her cheekbones. I then use white and Burnt Sienna Tint for the highlights under her eyes, the tops of her cheeks, the hollows under her cheekbones, tip of her nose, a little bit down the center of her nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. I make sure to spray her several times with Mr. Super Clear between layers to build the colors, shading, and highlights. Once I'm pretty happy, I will sketch in the face. I use an Arteza watercolor pencil in either dark brown or black, depending on the doll. Using the pictures, I do my best to measure out her facial features and draw them in before painting. It's a lot easier to remove watercolor pencil than paint. Again, this doll is really fun for me because of the beautiful and unique makeup I get to do. Also, I don't think I've ever done a Barbra Streisand. But of course, I did make a mistake with this doll. The eye on the right just wasn't correct. It looked just more like a standard Jean doll eye and not like Barbra Streisand. So when I started working on the left, I could really see my mistake. So instead of panicking over it, I just painted right over the mistake and scooted the eye over to match the left. Luckily for me, it worked out, and they did end up matching. Painting takes the longest time of the entire process, especially if you make a mistake like I did. I am using mostly Liquitex acrylic gouache, and this is not to be confused with regular gouache paint. You can't actually paint a doll with gouache. I've tried and it doesn't work, not even when it's sealed. The Liquitex acrylic gouache is just a really fine, highly pigmented matte acrylic paint that looks a lot like gouache. It's very nice to work with. I also mix it up a little with regular craft paints and then some other brands of acrylic paint. I have a big variety because I love buying things, art supplies or whatever. I'm just a big purchaser of art supplies. I have a problem. I will link below what I'm using. I also have several videos on YouTube about art supplies, best black paint to use, and Dollar Tree finds for artists. So I'll link those below this video for you to check out, or if I can figure it out, I'll add the videos at the end of this video so you can just click on them. Another artist on Facebook commented recently on her page that she didn't like tutorials that have a lot of talking before the actual video begins. She just wanted to get straight to it. I was wondering your opinion on that. Is there too much before the actual video gets started? Comment below if you will, because I would love to know. I've tried to keep it short in this video, but was curious what you guys thought and what format you prefer. Telling the background of the character I'm working on, the history of the movie maybe, or just explaining what I'm doing. Or maybe you prefer story time. I don't know, and I've tried to mix it up here on YouTube, but any feedback helps me produce better videos for you guys. Do you prefer I keep it mixed up, or would you like just what I did in this video? Like I said earlier, I do have a Patreon channel, and there's a lot of real-time videos there. It's a lot of in-depth explanation as I go. So that's real tutorials. So you're going to need some snacks for those. They are long. That link will be below this video. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. Also, I was wondering if you guys noticed that my videos now have commercials. Yeah, I am not monetized. I'm not yet anyway. So I am not making anything off those ads. Those are all for YouTube. Wow, it seems like I took forever to get her lips right. Painting a likeness is so different than just painting a doll creatively out of your head. Sometimes it just takes extra. At the end of the video, I do the hair. It is a lot like the same process as the last video I did, so I kind of cut some of it out. The only difference is I pinned it up the best I could because the hair was kind of short. So I did the best I could, and she's going to be wearing a hat. So fortunately, I have some client pictures to show you at the end so you can see her in her white dress and hat. Before I took the hair down, I made sure to add some extra blush and highlights with PanPastels and sprayed her a final time. I took out all of the rollers and the hair was shaped just as I hoped. I teased it. My friend Monica bought me a metal-ended rat tail comb that I kept forgetting to buy. Thank you so much, Monica. I'll have it for the next video. I really appreciate it. I had a really good time creating this doll. I really enjoyed the process, getting to sculpt the nose, and I was really, really grateful that the hair went up the way that I wanted it to. I was worried about that, but it did turn out okay. The client had said that he would just buy a wig if it didn't work, but I got it to work, so I was really happy about that. Thank you for joining me today. I so much appreciate it. Like I said, I have all the links below for you. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you again next Monday. I will be here. Don't forget to leave a comment below about that other subject we were talking about, and to hit the like button and subscribe button, and also the bell to get notifications when I have a new video up. I just want to say thank you for being here. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I wouldn't be making videos if you guys weren't watching. So I really and truly appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. I will see you next Monday. Bye.